the hospital, my coders. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. All right. So we've been noticing things through reimbursement. That's why we're having this little sit down about how to use the alphabetical index so that we can make things a little bit more efficient and a little bit more so we're in the training with this subject. Okay, good question. Well, depending on how you code, also depends on how much we get back, especially from Medicaid, Medicare, and that kind of thing. Because whenever you get denials, right, we can get fined for that from Medicare and Medicaid. And that's money that we actually need going into. That's how we pay you. That's how we pay our doctors. That's how we stay afloat. But it's good to know how to use the alphabetical index as coders if this goes efficient. I know that you know your AMP, I know you know your sources and you can use the encoder, but sometimes the encoder is a little wonky, isn't it? Yeah. So we're going to use the code book. This nice, lovely, wonky thing. And we're going to make sure that our codes are correct. So the objectives for today is basically how to use the alphabetical index, and the alphabetical index is sorted by procedure and by anatomical structure. I'm going to show you two different ways to use it. You can go through the chapter, which is kind of slow, or you can go through the index, which is a little bit faster, and you can get to the page or to the code that you need a little faster. So the alphabetical index is located in the back of your CPT books. So let's all go look at that real quick. Should be tab index. It should be on page, and it starts on page 818. Coding book. Right there. So this alphabetical index is organized by procedure or service, then by organ and our anatomical site, by condition, or by its synonyms, your antonyms, or your abbreviations. And when following the term, you can get to where you need it. So the main term, this is where you live learning your key words. So you'll have it when you get to your code, it'll go by what it is, and it'll have modifiers that modify the term into more clarity. And it'll range, they'll sometimes have a range, sometimes they'll have a little comma or semicolon, and that's gives you more in-depth info when you're coding. For example, in your books, you'll see blood or lead, urine, nitrogen. Well, you can find that in your urine, nitrogen. Or exploration of entering fluid into the abdomen. You can look that up as exploration. You can look this up through abdomen exploration and entering wound, or wound, abdomen exploration. We have multiple different ways of doing that. So let's try it. Okay, so say you have, I'm going to come over here because I don't want to mess up anybody else's training if they got going longer. We're going to do a repair. Repair of a super valvular. Sorry if this is not beautiful. I am not good at writing on whiteboards. Valvular mitral ring. So by resection of left Atrial membrane. So what's going to be our keyword? Repair. We can look at repair. Okay. What's another one? There's several. Atrial. Okay. Atrial. What's another one? Recession. That's a good one. All right. So let's look it up to that. Count me. Go through your thread book. So we're going to go through your index and try looking that up through the keywords that we just used. And tell me what you get as code. And I would always start with the one that's you'll find first, like atrial, since it starts with an A. Yes.
I found code 33732.
That is correct. And see how fast that was? Now try doing it without going through your index. Try doing it through the chapter itself, which it will be in the cardio chapter. And see if you can go faster. If you didn't know what the code was and you're looking for it, try looking for the repair of the supramitral ring by resection of arterial. A little bit harder, isn't it?
This one found it. So instead of 33464, right?
Nope.
No. Okay.
It'll say all that. A little bit harder. This is one that's a little bit tricky. And this is if you even know your anatomy and physiology, this is what
33426.
no.
That is, it is,
Yeah.
not looking at my index.
Yeah. See, you're searching through every single one. All right, so the code is 33732. Look that up in your chapter. 33732. Where is it?
Under venous anomalies,
See, and you'd have to know that it's going to be difficult. That's why we use the index sometimes, because the index, look how fast you guys got it. Got it through different ways in where you get to it faster. Any questions that you have? Like, how we can do this faster? I know in coding, you can do it in a zip, but sometimes if our computers go down, you still have to be able to count, or still have to be able to get that information. This is a way of doing it and doing it quickly. Whereas, yeah, trying to know your anatomy and physiology. I'm not a doctor, guys. Haven't spent 8 years doing your heart, so that's why you always want to use your index as a backup. Even if they go, yeah, go, I went to the checking, man, it was easy. Yeah, good for you. But always make sure you use your backup. And we are done.
So we're here today to go over the alphabetical index for the CPP book. We've been having some denials for our claims lately, and so I want to see if we can go through the index and find an easier way to find these codes. So let's begin. So why are we training over this subject? Depending on how you code, depends on how we get reimbursed for those claims. Medicare, Medicaid, and private insurances, they will stop paying for patients that come see us if we deny too many claims. And so it's really important for us to code the right thing because those patients need to have our care. And so as coders, it's very important to know how it is efficiently looked up and to make sure it's the correct code. The objectives today is to show how the alphabetical index is organized. It's organized by procedure and anatomical structure. And we're going to show how to get the same code by doing 2 different things. So we can go through the chapter, which is a little bit slower. You have to know your A and P pretty good, but it is possible. Or you can go through the index, which is much faster. So the index is located in the back of the CPP book. You should have it tabbed in your books if you want to go ahead and turn there. Alright, so the index is organized by the main term. It's organized by procedure or service, the organs and other anatomic sites, condition, synonyms, eponyms, and abbreviations. If you follow this order, that's going to help you to find the term. The main term can be followed by up to 3 imprinted terms that modify main term. Modifying terms further clarify or define what you're finding. Some entries have more than one code that applies to the given entry. Range separated by hyphen, series separated by comma, and always verify codes in the main text. So when you find it, it'll tell you what the code would be, but it's important to go back and make sure where it's found in the book. An example would be when you find gun, it can be seen as blood urea nitrogen or urea nitrogen, or exploration of penetrating wound to the abdomen. So we're going to do an example. I'm going to write it up on the board and see if we can find it. to find repair neonatal diaphragmatic hernia with or without chest tube insertion. So what do you guys think is going to be the main term that we're going to look up in the index?
Refer.
Repair? Okay.
Diaphragmatic.
Is there any others?
Hernia?
Okay. So let's go ahead and go into the index and see if we can find it based on these main terms. Did you find it?
Mhm.
What code is it?
I got 39503.
That's correct. All right. So which main term did you use to look up?
I used diaphragmatic.
Okay. That is perfect. Now, where would you find it in the code book? Under what section?
It's actually under the cardiac sector.
All right.
And then you go to diaphragm.
Yes. So try to find the code based on going through the chapter. Did you find it based on going through?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. All right. So which one was easier? Do you think that you could have found it faster if you went through the chapter or the index?
Well, this chapter is actually pretty small. So it's only, one page and a half. So maybe looking it up from the chapter, but I think we would learn more if we looked it up through the index.
Yes. Yes. And I know for me, because at the very back of the cardiac, it might be hard to find it based on that because it's a small section at the very end of it. But that is very good, and I'm happy that you guys all know how to use the index and the chapters, and I think that this is going to help a whole lot with our denials, and I think that we've got. Do you guys have any questions for me? All right. Well, I'm very proud of you guys, and good work.
I'm Stacy, and today's training is about how to use the CPT code alphabetical index. We are having some issues with denial, so I know you already know how to code, and you have knowledge in anatomy and physiology, but today I just want to make just remind you how to use the index. Why are we training over this subject? Depending on how you code determines how we as an organization get reimbursed through Medicare, Medicaid, and private insurance. As coders, it is important to know how to efficiently look up codes and make sure it is the correct code. The objectives of this training is to show how to use the alphabetical index, could be by procedure, by anatomical structure, show how to get the same code in different ways, through the chapter, which is slow, or through the index. It will be pretty fast. The alphabetical reference index is located in the back of your CPT code book. It's organized by main terms, arranged by procedure, organs, conditions, synonyms, eponyms, and abbreviations. The main term can be followed by up to three Indentation terms that modify main terms. Modifying terms further clarify or define. Some entries have more than one code that applies to given entry. Range separated by hyphen, series separated by comma, or always verify code in main text. And this is an example. BUN means blood, urea, nitrogen. Okay, going back, I have an example. Okay, we'll try to find variable. Graphing. It's simple. Where do you think that we can find, in what section we can find? If we go first to the slow setting, looking in what section first?
Periodontal.
Mm-hmm.
The digestive.
Yeah, this digestive, yes.
Maybe refer, like, when we're in the table of contents for the chapter,
Yeah.
refer to the,
Yeah, for example, well, periodontal is in the mouth.
yeah,
So you can go under dental structures.
okay.
Mm-hmm. And another hint is periodontal is gums. I want you to go to the lowest way first. Just for you to know the different structures in different sections of the digestive system. Well, we are actually dental structures, and we have excision, and then if you go down, you will find other procedures. And what is the first code you find on the other procedures?
41870.
Yes, that's correct. You found
I was looking under graphing
it?
and
Yeah, and now you can go to the index now.
oh,
Yeah, first we're looking in
the
the
chapter.
to the chapter, and now we can look to the index.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking.
Yeah. I know it's only 3 words, but you really have to know anatomy and go to the chapter. And you can look. Have you found it in the index? How you found it?
I went to graphing,
Mm-hmm.
then I went down to gums, which got me to code 4041870.
Yeah, because under gums you find graphs, and then the code 4187. zeros. That is the code. So now you have a better understanding how to use the index and how to find a code to the chapters. Which way do you think is easier?
Index.
Definitely index, right? Yeah, well, I hope this training helped you with the issue that we are actually having in our department. And I'm very proud of you. You are doing good and working hard. Do you have any questions? Okay, so that is all for today. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. How are we doing? So today's training is going to focus on how to use the CPT manual. Does everyone know what CPT means? So why are we training over this subject? We've been having more denials on how we've been coding. So as coders, it is very important to know how to efficiently look up the codes to make sure we are coding what is supposed to be coded. Because depending on how we are coding is the way we get reimbursed for Medicare, Medicaid, and other private insurance. The objectives. It is to show how to use the alphabetical index of the CPT manual by procedure, by anatomical structure, and show how to get the same codes through different ways. It can either be through the chapter, which is kind of hard because you really need to know your A&P, or through the index, which is fast because you need to be able to locate the main term, and that's going to help you a lot. So the alphabetical reference index, it is located in the back of the CPT book. If you guys can go to the index, please, you should have it tabbed. And then the index is organized by the main term, and then the main term is arranged by either a procedure or service, an organ or other anatomical site, a condition, a synonym, abbreviation. And in order to get the code correctly, you need to follow this order. The part 2 of locating a code is that the main term can be followed by up to 3 indented terms that modify the main term. For example, in this PowerPoint, we have BUN. It can either be blood urea nitrogen or urea nitrogen. So I have an example. Let's see if you guys can figure it out. This is what we are coding today. So, can someone tell me what the main term is for this coding assignment? Anyone else?
That's what I would think as well.
What about you, Stacy?
The main term?
Yes.
Phalangetin.
Okay. So if we could go to the index and look for this code. For this main term. Yes, that is correct. So, if you guys would look at by the chapter, first of all, which chapter would you guys refer to? That is correct. And then, where would you guys go after? Like you're in the musculoskeletal system chapter, in your table of contents. And after that, where would you go?
Exposition.
What does ectomy mean? Correct. So we would go under the foot and toe heading, we would go to excision. So that is page 163. Have you guys found it yet? On the chapter? Okay. Did you find it, Lauren? Okay. So do you guys see how we can use either the index or the chapter? Which one do you think was easiest? Index. So do you guys have any questions for me before we end this training? Okay, then that is all from me. I hope this serves in the future so we can learn how to code different ways and correctly.